All right, guys, I'm going to work out each one of these problems using the steps listed here. So step 1 says list given variables. Step 2 says list missing variable. Step 3, choose your formula. Step 4, plug in numbers. And step 5, solve. So I'm going to do each one of these using those steps. Number 1 says Georgia is jogging with a velocity of 4 meters per second. All right, so 4 meters per second is a velocity. That's the initial velocity. When she accelerates at 2 meters per second, that squared, that's acceleration, for 3 seconds, that's time. Seconds is time. How fast will be the final velocity is what we're looking for. So I'm going to list those out. VI equals 4. A equals 2 meters per second squared. T equals 3 seconds. And VF, I don't know. Now looking at those variables that I listed, I've done step 1 and step 2. Step 2 is VF equals question mark. Step 3 is choose formula. I need to have an A in my formula, so I'm going to look down here. The one that I like the best is going to be number 5 because I'm already solving for VF. So VF equals VI plus AT. And now you're going to do step 4, plug in your numbers. VF equals VI is 4, plus A is 2, and T is 3. 6 plus, this is 6 plus 4, VF equals 10, and velocity is measured in meters per second, so I'm going to put meters per second. That's my answer to number 1. Number 2. In a football game, a running back is at the 10-yard line. So he starts at the 10-yard line. Yards is a unit for position. Okay, so that's going to be my XI. He starts at 10. He's running up the field towards the 50-yard line. He runs for 3 seconds. That's T. And he's going 8 yards per second. That's going to be his velocity. What is his current position? He wants to know what is his position after he runs for that long. We're going to see if he gets to the 50-yard line. That is not something that I need to use in the math, but it's going to say, did he make it to where he wanted to get to? All right, so XI is equal to 10 yards. Time is equal to 3 seconds. Velocity is equal to 8 yards per second. And his position at the end, we want to know. So looking at these 4 variables, I'm going to choose number 2 because it has all those in it. There's no A in here, so I don't want to use anything with acceleration. There's only V, X, another X, and a T. So I'm going to write V equals XF minus XI over T. I'm going to plug in my numbers. 8 equals XF, I don't know, minus XI is 10 over 3. Multiply 3 by both sides. All right, and then you can use your calculator. 8 times 3 is 24 equals XF minus 10. Now I need to add 10. So my answer here is 34 yards. 24 plus 10 is 34. So XF equals 34 yards. Okay, going down. A cat is moving at 18 meters per second. That's going to be his initial velocity. So VI equals 18 meters per second. It accelerates. A equals 4 meters per second squared for time of 2 seconds. What is his new velocity? So what is he going afterwards? Final. So I'm going to choose VF equals VI plus AT. VF I don't know. VI is 18. A is 4. T is 2. So I can just plug that in my calculator. 18 plus 4 times 2 is 26. So VF equals 26, and that's going to be meters per second because that's how we measure velocity. All right, number 4. Whoa. A race car is traveling at 76 meters per second. That's the initial velocity. When it slows down, don't forget that negative. I know that's the acceleration because meters per second squared measures acceleration. 4 seconds is going to be time. What is his new velocity? That's my final velocity is question mark. Okay, so VI, sorry, whoops, I'll do that. Let me just list it here. All right, VI equals 76. A equals -9. T equals 4 seconds. And we want to know VF. So I'm going to choose this formula because it has the A in it, right? And I'm solving for VF, so it's already by itself, so this would be the best formula to choose. Then I plug in my numbers. A is -9, T is 4. Plug that in your calculator, so I'm going to put 76 plus -9 times 4 is 40. All right, so VF equals 40 meters per second. Okay, number 5. An alien spaceship is 500 meters above the ground. Meters is a distance, so I'm going to say xi. That's where it starts, so xi equals 500 meters. Moving at a constant velocity of v of 150 meters per second. So v equals 150 meters per second. How high? We want to know its final position after time of 5 seconds. So I'm going to choose, let's see, there's no A in that list. So I'm going to choose from these formulas right here. Number 2 has all of those letters. So I'm going to say V equals XF minus XI over T. V, oh, we have V. So 150 equals XF is, I don't know, minus XI is 500 over T of 5. Multiply 5 by both sides. 150 times 5 is 750. That cancels the 5, so we're left with XF minus 500. If I'm subtracting, then I need to add to get it away from here. So, and then I just do 750 plus 500 will give me XF equals 1250 meters. There's your answer there. All right, number 6, a bicyclist is traveling at, so he's already traveling at 25 meters per second, so that's going to be his initial velocity. Again, you need to know the units for each of these numbers. Meters per second, that's a distance over a time. Distance and time is velocity. So if you travel a certain distance over a certain time, that's going to give you your velocity. She begins to decelerate, so A is going to be -4. Decelerate just means you're going in the negative direction, so that's that negative part, and that's meters per second squared. How fast? We want to know the final velocity after a time of 5 seconds. So I'm going to choose VF equals VI plus AT. VF is, I don't know, so I'm going to put VF. VI is 25 plus A is -4, and T is 5. I'm going to put that in my calculator. 25 plus -4, because we're slowing down, times 5. And I get VF equals 5, and V is measured in meters per second, so I'm going to put 5 meters per second. All right, number 7, a squirrel is 5 meters away, so his initial position is 5 meters. While you're moving at a constant velocity of 3 meters per second, my velocity is 3. How far away is this? He's moving away from me. Okay, so he's going to be more than 5. Just keep that in mind. How far, XF, is he after a time of 5 seconds? All right, so I'm going to choose that number, the second formula right there. V equals XF minus XI over T. V is 3. XF is, I don't know, so I'm going to put XF minus my initial position of 5 over time of 5. All right, so to solve this, you're going to multiply 5 by both sides to cancel it over here. That's 15 equals XF minus 5. To get the XF by itself, I need to add 5 to both sides. Cancels over here. So I get 20 meters equals XF. That's your answer. So he started at 5, he ran away, now he's at 20. Okay, number 8. Excuse me. Okay, a ball is rolled down a hill and accelerates at 3.5 meters per second squared. So A equals 3.5 meters per second squared. How fast? It wants to know the final velocity after a time of 5 seconds. Now this one's tricky because if it doesn't designate the initial velocity, I'm going to say that it starts at rest. We'll get that a lot in physics. If it does not say, so it says the ball is rolled down, that means it started at rest. And rest means velocity of 0. Okay, so that's where that came from. All right, so I'm going to choose, let's see, whoops. I'm going to choose this formula. VF equals VI plus AT. VF I don't know. VI is 0 plus 3.5 times 5. So this one's easy. You just do 3.5 times 5 is 17.5. VF equals 17.5 meters per second. All right, and last one. Your dog is 60 meters away, so his initial position is 60 meters, moving at constant velocity of 10, so his velocity is 10 meters per second. Now he's coming toward me, okay, so he should be closer here. So I'm going to make this, let's see. Let me draw a picture for you, actually, because this one can be worded kind of funny. So here I'm standing. That's me. Here's my dog. I have a pug. Doesn't really look like her. All right. It wants to know the time is 4 seconds. So after she starts 60 meters away. Okay. Let's say that she's traveling in the negative direction to get to me, toward me. Okay. So she's starting over here and she's going to go to the left to get to me. So I'm going to say we want to know her final position. All right, so I'm going to choose, there's no A, so I'm going to choose this one. At V equals XF minus XI over F. Sorry, T over T. B is 10. XF, we don't know, minus a negative 60 over T. So that's really a plus 60. And T, sorry, I keep messing up here. T is 4. All right, so that's a plus. So I'm going to multiply 4, and I get 40 equals XF plus 60, and then I'm going to subtract 60 by both sides. Okay, to get a negative 20 equals XF. So she went from negative 60 to negative 20, so she got closer to me, right? She was at negative 60 to start, and then she got to negative 20. So that's going to be her final position. And there you go.